Just by dressing well, the world becomes 80% nicer to you. Seriously, has anyone ever worn a certain outfit and suddenly felt like a whole new person? If yes, then guess what? You've experienced something called power dressing. But what is power dressing really? Can clothes actually change our lives? Let's talk about it through one of the most iconic movies ever, Pretty Woman. If you were a 90s teen, you've probably seen this film already. But if not, no worries, it's now streaming on Disney+. Go get your heart stolen by Julia Roberts and Richard Gere. The chemistry, 10/10. Pretty Woman is about Vivian Ward, a sex worker in LA, who unexpectedly falls in love with Edward Lewis, a super rich businessman from New York. What starts as a 7-day arrangement to attend social events turns into a full-on love story. Yes, a total Cinderella moment. Now, whether this could ever happen in real life, who knows? But one thing we do know is power dressing played a huge role in Vivian's transformation. Let's break it down, outfit by outfit. Look 1. Iconic street. Look Vivian's first appearance is unforgettable. It's nighttime in Hollywood, and she's out on the street doing her job. She's wearing a white cut-out bodycon dress, connected by a metal ring at the midsection. A little punk, a little industrial. And of course, those thigh-high leather boots. Instant edge. Why such a bold look? Because it tells us she's in survival mode. She's tough, she's street smart, and she owns her space. Now imagine if she and her friend were wearing cardigans and ballet flats. Would they have been able to claim their spot back from other girls? No way. The outfit speaks louder than words here. Look 2.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
Remember the scene where Vivian gets rejected at the fancy store? She walks in trying to shop for a dress with all the money Edward gave her, but the sales lady snubs her. These clothes aren't for you. Ouch. But then comes the revenge glow-up. She returns head high, arms full of shopping bags. She's wearing a dress designed to look like a blazer on top, with neatly aligned buttons running down the front, white gloves, and a black wide-brim hat. This look screams money, class, elegance, inspired by Jackie Kennedy and Audrey Hepburn, timeless style icons. Social perception studies say we judge people in the first 7 to 10 seconds. Clothes are one of the biggest signals in that snap judgment. But when Vivian comes back in that crisp white suit, hat, and gloves, not only does she look rich, she actually feels powerful. And science backs this up. A 2012 study by Adam and Galinsky showed that people wearing a doctor's lab coat performed better on attention tasks. Why? Because the clothes made them feel like a doctor. For Vivian, those fancy clothes weren't just a disguise, they were the start of a brand new identity. Look 3. One of the most romantic scenes in film history, and it wasn't even fully scripted. Edward gives Vivian a necklace. She goes to grab it and he snaps the box shut. She laughs. Totally unscripted. Totally charming. She's dressed in a red off-shoulder gown with a sweetheart neckline. She pairs it with long white gloves. Very old-school classy. Red, by the way, is a power color. It signals passion, confidence, and boldness. Exactly what Vivian embodies in this moment. Look 4. The real Vivian. By the end of the film, Vivian has changed. Not just on the outside, but on the inside too. Her final look? An oversized black blazer, a plain white tee, and comfy jeans. It's casual but confident, simple but strong. It reflects who she is now, mature, self-assured, and ready to take control of her life. Did you know there's an actual psychology theory that explains why clothes can change the way you feel? It's called enclothed cognition. Basically, clothes don't just change how people see you, they also change how you think, feel, and even behave. So yeah, Pretty Woman is not just a Cinderella love story, it's also a fashion and psychology lesson that shows us clothes can be a bridge to a whole new world. In social psychology, there's this thing called stigma and othering. Sex workers often get judged only by how they look, and clothes become a kind of uniform that marks their place in society. Compare that to Taxi Driver, 1976. There's Iris, a 12-year-old sex worker played by Jodie Foster. Her clothes, the short skirt, platform shoes, crop top, highlight how vulnerable she is. She's forced to grow up too fast. Vivian, on the other hand, uses clothes as a weapon, as power. Or think of Moulin Rouge, 2001. Satine, played by Nicole Kidman, wears sparkling corsets and silk gowns. That's the role society sells, a glamorous cabaret star. But underneath, she's fragile, trapped, and powerless. So across all these films, clothes are more than costumes. They're a language, connecting body, job, and social value. So, what can we learn from this? 1. Image really matters. The world's not fair. People do judge you by what you wear. But instead of ignoring that, why not use it to your advantage? 2. Dress to empower yourself. It doesn't have to be luxury. Pick outfits that make you feel ready for the role of the day, like a blazer before a big presentation, or something colorful when you need an energy boost. 3. Identity is flexible. Like Vivienne, you can try on a new role through fashion. Over time, you might actually grow into it. So yeah, Pretty Woman is way more than a rom-com. It's proof that fashion has power to reflect your status, to change your path, and most importantly, to remind you of your own worth. Because at the end of the day, dressing well doesn't just make the world 80% nicer to you, it also makes you a lot kinder to yourself. If you enjoy this kind of content, exploring psychology, fashion, film, and all things pop culture, don't forget to hit that follow button and join us for more.